This is a good crappie right here. My goodness, he's fat, and he hit the bottom jig. What about that? Bottom jig. This is just an eddy. Typical river situation. Slack water. Let's let him go. That's the kind of fish right there I loves to eat. Go on back. Well, good morning, folks. Today we're going to be fishing with the double jig rig. To start off with, this is a Canyon Creek super ultralight rod. Super ultralight rod. It's limber as a dish rag. It's 7 feet long, and I'm using a Garcia Saran old reel. They don't even make them no more. Most people's forgotten about them, folks. Loaded with 4-pound test Mr. Crappie. Now right here I have 2 Bobby Garlands. On the top right here I have I forget the name of this color right here, but it's a 2-inch Bobby Garland, folks. Pink and chartreuse with a 1/32 ounce jig head, size 6 sickle hook. Now if you notice, the leader is around 6.5 to 7 inches long right there, and I'm letting that jig hit about midway between this one. This is the bottom jig. This is a Bobby Garland, same company, different color, size 6 sickle hook. What I'm going to do is at the end of the video, I'm going to show y'all how I tie the double jig rig. Now, I caught that fish paralleling a rock pile right here. That fish was around 3 feet deep. Now that'll change a little bit later on, but he was about 3 feet deep. And I was just reeling those jigs really. There's another fish, real slow. We got a few crappie right here. Y'all excuse me, I'm not woke up. I'll get woke up here in a minute. There's a black crappie right there. They're relating to this to this rock pile. And this rock pile is long. It's about 6 foot, 7 foot wide, and about 60 foot long. Okay, let's let him go. And I'm sitting in about 6 feet of water right here, and those fish are around 3 feet deep, 3 to 4 feet deep. Surface temperature's at 60 degrees on top. A little bit breezy. Hey man, it's probably about 44 degrees out here right now, but it's going to warm up. Now, double jig rig, I don't work it any different than I do any other. If it was just a single jig, that's what I'm saying. Just a steady wind most of the time is the best way. Sometimes I'll pause it, let it fall a little bit, bring it back up to the level where I think the fish are, and bring it back. And I just missed another one. Yeah, there's quite a few crappie right here. And they're there. Why? Well, for one thing, mouths of creeks normally always hold shad. There he is, right there. That's a pretty good fish right here. Not a giant, but he is pretty in that clear water. He ain't bad at all, folks. Come on in here. Really, it's a doggone good crappie. Hit the bottom jig. Okay. Look at there. That's a healthy looking fish. Let's let him go right here. This water is super clear, or it is for the Tennessee River. Go on, boy. You're free. You're lucky Mama Sue's got plenty of fish in the freezer. Let's make us another cast right here. Normally, crappie don't like current. They don't like current at all. They'll try to get out of it if they can. And they will one way or the other if it's nothing else but getting behind big rocks, boulders. There's a fish. Right there, that's a good one right here. That's a good one right there. That's a lot better. Come on in here. Golly, that's a big fat crappie. He's not very long, but they're not on the Tennessee River. They're just stocky built quit. Look at there. Let me get my pliers. I don't want to ruin my jig. Now, I've got both of these jigs tied, folks, with a loop knot. Now, you don't have to do that. That's just me. Let's let him go right here. We're blowing up on the bank. That's a good fish right there. That's about a, look at him. He's still sitting right there. That's about a 12-inch fish. I can't get to my fishing hole no more. I got an old man Cecil. Every time I try to go fishing in there he is sitting on that 5-gallon bucket pulling them crappie in one eye or another. He's aggravating. He'll just look around and smile. Four, 5, 6 feet. Okay, them pair of jigs are at 6 feet, folks. Oh, I missed him. I'm gonna let it fall right back. Maybe I'm still in some fish right here. Slow and steady, keeping it at 6 feet. And then go ahead and catch him. That's really all there are to it. Knowing how deep those jigs are and keeping depth control is a big deal when you're talking about crappie fishing. Keeping up with their depth. As long as you can do that, you can catch them all day long. Let him back right here. Let's make us another cast right there. Let it fall down 6 feet. Right there, 6 feet. And real constant, whatever speed it takes to keep them two jigs at 6 feet, real a constant speed. And then go ahead and catch him, you see. Crappie feet up, so actually they're probably 7 or 8 feet deep. Look here, I got 2 fish on here. 2 different species. Let's flip them in. Oh, Lord. A white bass on the bottom one. Okay. And a doggone good crappie on the top. Now that's what I'm talking about. Just let him go. I'm letting some good eating go, folks. But we got plenty of fish in the freezer now. We're stocked up for a while. All right, bring it right through there. Steady Eddie. Every once in a while I'll pick those jigs up and let them fall. Give them a little bit of action. A little more action. Sometimes you have to do that to make them bite, but so far it ain't been that way. A constant reel is all you need. And then go ahead and catch him, you see. My. There ain't a sport on earth like it. I don't like to play golf. I tried that one time and all I done was just knock holes everywhere, making people mad. Just what they call them, divots. Clarence has got a old hair right on the end of his nose. folks, and it got infected, and his old nose is about 3 times bigger than what it should be. What the biggest problem seems to be, or people says, is that this top jig right here, this line right here wants to wrap around and around and around the main line, which deems that jig ineffective. I mean, it don't look natural at all. It's not effective as it could be. So yeah, I'm going to show y'all what I do. And remember, just because I do it don't mean it's right, but the way I do it will keep those jigs separated. All right, folks, let's tie us a double jig rig. I lost my jigs, so let's do us another one. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come around 2 feet right here, and then I'm going to loop, make a loop right here, and I'm tying a uni knot. I'm going to go around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times is enough. That's plenty for light line. So there's a uni knot. Let's close it up to about like that. Now this is fluorocarbon. This is what I've been using here lately. It's Yozuri. What I like about this line, it's cheaper than most fluorocarbon lines, plus it's smaller in diameter than most for the pound test line. So it's 8-pound test. Now remember, that's 4 pound that we're tying to. That's going to the main reel, to the reel. Oh me. Okay. Now I'm going to pull about 16 inches of this off the spool and cut it just like that. Now the secret to keeping these jigs separated is this: go through the first uni knot that you formed through the top. This line right here goes to my reel, go through the top, just like that, and then tie you another uni knot below the first one. And I think 5 or 6 wraps is good enough. I'm trying to keep it in frame. Usually I tie a uni knot quick, but a little bit difficult in front of this camera. But I'm going to go around 5 times. Now you can go around as many times as you want to. It don't matter, whatever you want to do. Okay, let's cinch it up right here. Now on these uni knots, I take my time because you don't want to weaken your knots. I mean, we could hook a great old big crappie, who knows. Now here's the other uni. Let's just go ahead and snug it. Not real tight, snug it. Now we're going to bring these 2 lines together. Just pull them together till they lock up. Now what I do is take the tag ends and pull on them. Well, that was the wrong one. Okay, let's draw them back. Pull on the ends, the other 2 lines. Okay, and snug it up. Now this is the tag line right here, and you know, you can leave 1/8 of an inch right here and be okay, like that. And that's all there are to it. You only have 1 tag to tie. Okay, I'm going to tie my jigs on, and I'll show you why you won't have any trouble like this. Now I like loop knots. Let's cut this tag end off. When I'm fishing this way, but you don't have to do that. You can do what you want to. You can use Palomars or trilene knots or whatever. Okay, now what I want to do is hit center between the knot and the jig. So as far as length of how far or how apart they are, that don't matter. That's up to you. So let's cut this off, and I'll tie a loop knot in this other jig. And I'll point out, most of the time I like to use different colors, one color being different than the other, to see which one they're reacting to the most. Sometimes I don't. It just depends, but it's a good idea to do that. All right, folks, there it is. That's what you end up with. Now, I tied a Palomar right here on this one, just for the heck of it. I don't know why I did. But anyhow, let's look at the knot right here. Now, this is the 8-pound test line. Do you see how, by going from the top down and pulling those knots up, puts tension right here on this knot, puts tension on it? That will keep these jigs, this top jig, from wrapping around this line right here that your bottom jig is tied to. Now, the reason I use the 8-pound test fluorocarbon is because it's a little bit bigger in diameter and it's stiffer, and it holds better right here at this point as far as holding that arch that you see there. That little bitty trick right there will cause you to catch more fish. I guarantee you that. Folks, I want to make a special shout out to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Okay, if it wasn't for him, I would surely perish, and so would y'all. Hey, God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for all the great comments. And, whoa, y'all. And remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good for you.